Hello everyone, this is Manal Abdul. Today we'll go over part 5, defining blocks. And this is part 5 of our complete training AutoCAD course. In part 1, we went over drawing tools. Part 2 was about modifying tools and layers. Part 3 was annotation and viewports. Part 4 was isometric drawings. This part 5, we're gonna talk about the blocks. We're gonna create and write blocks. Also, we're gonna use blocks attribute definitions. So the first thing we need to create a block within the drawing using write and create. We will organize blocks in tool palettes and we'll create blocks and apply attributes. After watching this video, I recommend checking the description for any related videos to apply what you have learned and practice. So let's get started and jump to AutoCAD. At the beginning, I've created here a little armchair. And here I need to use this armchair in my house plan, or the plan that I have. So I need to use it in different rooms. And the best way to use it is to, we can copy it, but when we copy it, if we need to control it, like change one of them, we cannot change all of them at once. So having a block, that means grouping it together, making one reusable object to reuse it in this drawing or other drawings. So let's see how we can defining the blocks. The first thing we need to go to Insert tab, and this is a Create a Blocks. We do have two options, Create a Block or we enter, and Write a Block. Now, Create a Block will create a block inside this drawing that you are using. So this is a local block. However, Write a Block, we can create a block globally to use it with other drawings. Let's start with the first option, Create Blocks. That will open a dialog box for you to give it a name. So here I'm gonna make arm chair. Specify the base point. So we have two options, specify on screen or pick points. Let's make pick points. So this is the base point. Base point is any significant point in your drawing. It could be any point, but just try to make it meaningful to insert the block from it. In this case, I will use the object snap and have the midpoint. And then go to the next option here. What we have is object, select object. So I need to use any selecting method to select the whole segments, the whole arcs, and everything that I need to convert to block. Then when I finish selecting, I need to press enter to finish selecting. We can change the units. Here the units are inches, but if you need to change that, you can. Also, what we have here, we have three options. The first option is retain. That option will keep the chair as segments, as lines and arcs. So this one will not be a block, but the system will create a block for you and keep this as lines. The second one will convert to block. So this one will be block and will create a block in the library. The last option will delete this from the drawing and create a block for you. So now, as you see, we have 25 objects selected with lines and arcs and everything. And I'm gonna retain, so I'm gonna keep this as lines. You can put here any description you want. Like, for example, this is armchair, and you can put size, you can put any information that is necessary, and then you click OK. As you click here, see that because we choose the retain option, now this is not a block. However, if you go to the Insert tab, Insert, and here we have the armchair, you click on it and drag it and drop it to the place. Now this one is a block, and you see just has one grip. However, this one has a lot of grips because it's like segments. So now this is a block, and you can insert it as many times as you want. Okay, now if you click on the block, Okay, right click on it. You have options. You can rotate it. So if you need to rotate, you pick a point and just decide where to wanna put it. Right click. You can scale if you want, like make it bigger, smaller. Let's rotate this one, and you pick a point. Then you rotate. You select that. Also, you can move. Like if you need to move it from the grip, you can move it up and down. So here you can create this furniture this way. Now, let's say that I need to create another block. I'm gonna make some changes here. Stretch, and here you go. I'm gonna stretch this side. So open the green window, right click, and stretch it. Let's make that a sofa. So I'm gonna stretch it and save it as another block. Now I'm gonna use the second option, right block, and let's see what the difference here. Right block, if I already have a block, I can choose the first option. Like if I need to make the armchair, save it as a block, we can make it. If you need to save the entire drawing, you can choose the entire drawing. Otherwise, you can go to objects and here pick point. So this is the base point. Remember, a lot of learners mix with this point. So big point should be a point inside it, like a significant point that you need to insert it. Sometimes you pick point and you click far away, so the base point will be far away and you find difficulty controlling the block. So pick point, make it significant point from the object. Select object, select everything, hit enter to finish selecting. Now again you have retain, you have convert, and you have delete. If you convert it, so this one will be a block as well. If you delete it, you don't no longer have this one on the screen, but you have a saved one. I'm gonna make that retain. Okay, I'll keep that as retain because I need to use it for attributes in this example, but you can choose any other options. Here you need to decide where do you wanna save this block, because this one is a global block and you can save it in your computer. So I can open browse, and here I give it a name, like for example sofa one, or whatever the name. You click OK. Now, as you see, because retain, it's still lines, but if I need to bring it from there, it's not in the library because I didn't use Creative like that, the first one. So I need to bring it to here. I need to import it to this drawing. Blocks from libraries, you browse, click on this little here, and you browse, you go down, and here's the sofa one that I created. Open, and it will come here. Okay, now you can bring it to your drawing. Okay, now this is sofa one. So feel free here to deal with the blocks like any other objects. Okay, so you can move it and you can rotate it and you can scale it if you want. So if this is too big, you can scale the block to a reference or scale it to any other way. Now, after that, if you do have the tool palette, remember that we've talked about a tool palette before. If we go to a view, and this is the tool palette, or just type tool palette on the command line, and here's the tool palette. I have here some blocks that I created before using the furniture. If you have here's some you have some other blocks also that you can use. Okay, for example, if you need to get architectural, for example, if you need a door, you can bring door, and you can this is a dynamic block that you can resize, and you can use the options here to resize it to match the dimensions you have. You can change the door opening, you can flip it, and then you can also move it to the correct place. Just okay, so here you go. So you can do anything you want with the dynamic blocks as well as any other blocks. You can bring them in a space, and here you go. You can change this dimension and put it on the correct place. Now, if I need to create something like a new tab like I did here, um, I will delete this palette and show you how to make it. So you right click and you make a new palette and you give it a name. Okay. After that, you have the tool palette. Then you need to save your drawing. So make sure your drawing is saved. After that, you can go to the Insert tab. Okay. Recent blocks, and you can bring before you drag and drop from the recent blocks to there, and you can add as many blocks as you want. Now after that you can close the blocks, and you will find them under the new tab. If you need to change that, you can move up, down. Like if you need to move this tab up, you can do that, or down. Also you can create a new one, you can delete it, you can rename it. So here you can just organize your blocks. Now after that, what you can do is defining attributes, and this is something that I'd like to talk about it today, how to define attributes. And attributes are information that you can put inside the block to give some details. For example, here, if I click on this block, I don't have any details, like what color, what size, what model number, or which room is it, or which factory made it, or whatever the price. I don't have any information. If we need to make our blocks with more information and details about each one, so it's a good idea to add attributes. Let's see how to make attributes and labels to our blocks. The first thing, I still have here the lines, so it's not blocks yet. So the first one. After that, I can go to define attributes, and here we will open the dialog box. The first thing you need to give the information. What tag? Like what do you want to be appear on the top of it? Let's say that I need here to make the tag is the model number. Okay. The information here is completely up to you. Like if you have a door, what the door name, what room, what size, what factory, any details about it, the prices, the colors, made of, it's wood or something else. So here's completely up to you. You can put any information about it. The prompt. Remember here, in the tag name, we cannot put spaces, but we can put capital letters or just like underscore or slash dashes or any other things, but we cannot put spaces. By default, the model number, if you need to put hashtags, like how many places, if they are 3 numbers, how many digits. Justifications, I'm gonna make the middle center. Like if I click on the point, that's the middle center of the number. Okay, and here the text height, if we already have a text style set up, so here you will get the text height from the text style. Otherwise, if there is no text style set up, you can put any number. And here the rotation, if you need to put it, let's make it 0. Then I'm gonna put okay, and here you go. Okay, now I will click on the middle, and as you see here, the point that I picked is the middle center. So the point as I clicked at the middle center because I chose the justification is middle center. Now let's make another attribute. You can add as many as you want for each single detail of the furniture, the door, or the block that you are creating. Let's make this invisible, so I don't need a lot of information in the top. I can choose which information I need it visible and which one not. Now here the tag I need, for example, to put color. Okay. And the default, let's make the brown. So you can put something for defaults, or you just put dash or anything else. I need it to align below previous attributes, so I don't need to select everything for now. I click OK. Here's the second one. Let's make another one. After the color, let's make a room, like which room you want it to be. And by default, let's make it living room. Okay, also let's make that aligned and invisible. So I created the 3 for now. If you need to create more, and each one has information about it. Now, after creating this attribute, you need to create a block. So you go write a block from the insert tab, write a block, create a block. So under that, create a block or B, enter. Now here we give it a name. Sofa attribute or any other name that you'd like to. Big point, the base point. Again, the base point is important to be part of the block or some significant point. Now, after that, if you need to convert that to a block, you can go ahead and convert it to block. Otherwise, you can retain it. So keep it as lines and segments or delete it. If you decide to delete, this one will be deleted, but it's actually you find it in the insert blocks. You put description like sofa with attributes about number, color, and room. Any details that you find it helpful. You can make allow exploding just to give this an option to explode and make it to pieces again if you would like to. If you need to change the units again, you can change that at this place, then hit OK. And this is the select objects. You select everything, include the attributes. Do not forget to select the attributes, then enter. And at this point, I think we're done. And here we select object from this one, but we didn't do that before, so the program will ask us. So you can click select object and then click everything, enter, and here, okay. Now, as you see, we opened the attributes, and this is the room number, the room and the color and the model number. Remember that we made the model number visible, the room and the color are not. Now, let's change that. For example, if I need that black, I need the model number 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit OK. Now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know this is the model number. Okay. Now I'm gonna delete this and delete this. I will go here and insert the one with attributes. So this one doesn't have attribute, doesn't have any information with it. However, this one has attributes, and I can put it there. When you insert it, that will open automatically and ask you for the information to fill it in. So here, let's say I need that for the office, and I need the color brown, and I need the number 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a different one. It's not like the same. So here I have a sofa, but this model number is different than this model number. And this is a very good idea when you put the sofas to just ask you. And here again, anytime you put, will get the same questions, and you put different numbers, or maybe the same number. Like if I need here to have the same number 4, 5, 6, 7, so it is the same like this. And I can put different room, and I keep the same color or different color. So here you decide what you want. So now after inserting them in your drawing, you go to manage attributes, and you see here that what I have, like I have the default with the living room. This is the attributes I created. Living, I have the color, and this is the room, the prompt, the model number. So this is what I have. This is the tags I created. If you need to change any of these tags, okay, you can do that. You can double click on it, that will open it. So the first tag we had is room. If we need to make it visible, we can do that. Let's say that I make that visible and hit OK. And the model number, okay, I make that, for example, invisible, so I don't need that to be visible. Okay, and then apply and OK. So see now what happened, that the living is visible on the office. And this, remember that we created all of them together. If this is not good, you double click again, and you see here that you can change, like for example, if this is office, you can change that. If you need to change it back, you can go to manage attributes again, and this is the model number. I click on it, I make that visible, and this is the room. I make this invisible. So you can decide which ones even after you're creating the block. Then apply, then OK. So here I get that back again. Now the last thing I need to talk about it today, how to edit an attribute and how to edit a block. So if you created a block with attribute or block without attribute definition, so what you can do if you need to edit it. If you click on any block, you have different options when you right click. So left click to select it, then right click. You have two options. You have a block editor and edit a block in place. If you go with edit block in place, I click on that and you select the name. Okay, now you can edit that block. Let's say that I need to delete these lines. Okay, I don't like them and I just need to delete them. So let's delete these lines. And after that, after deleting, see now it's isolated in the drawing. And after that, we need to save it changes. You go here, save it changes, you get confirmation, saved. As you see here, these lines deleted from this and this because these are related to the main block, which is actually there. And this one doesn't have any lines anymore. So this is the power of the blocks, like you can edit all of them at one click. Another way to edit a block, so the first one, edit in a place, we talk about a block editor or edit attributes if it has attributes. So let's talk about a block editor. You can edit from here, block editor. And let's say that I need to delete these lines as well. I can delete close, save, and here you go. So even if you created a block, you can still edit it and still go to the block editor or edit block in place. Reset a block will bring it back again. If you make any changes, you can reset it to the normal. Edit attributes. Here you can click on any of them. Let's say that the tag here, room, and I put living. If it's not in living, it's on office, I can change that to office and I can click apply. Okay, so that will make these changes. I hope that you have enjoyed this video today, and we've talked about how to create the blocks and edit them, how to organize the blocks in the tool palette, and how to create the blocks with attribute definitions, and how to edit the attributes. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and see you in future videos.